Want to have lunch with Scott?
Does Luke want to have lunch with Scott?
No, that's not what he wants. Luke doesn't want to have lunch with Scott.
No, that's not what he
What
wants.
does Luke want?
What does Luke want?
Luke wants to meet with Scott.
Luke wants to meet with
Does
Scott.
Luke want to borrow money from Scott?
Does Luke want to money borrow from Scott? No, Luke doesn't want to borrow money
Luke
from
doesn't
Scott.
want to borrow money from Scott. What does Luke want?
What does Luke want?
Luke wants to meet with Scott.
Luke wants to meet with
Does
Scott.
Luke want to have a meeting with Scott?
Does Luke want to have a meeting with Scott?
Yes, that's correct. Luke wants to meet with Scott, which
Yes,
is the
that's
same
correct.
thing as
Yes, that's correct. Luke wants to meet with Scott.
saying that Luke wants to have a meeting with Scott.
Luke wants to have
To
a
meet
meeting
with
Scott.
someone means to have a meeting with someone.
Meeting to have meet with someone.
Does Luke think the meeting will last all day?
Does Luke think the meeting will last all day?
How long does he think the meeting will last?
How long does he think the meeting will last?
He thinks the meeting will last about 3 hours.
He thinks the meeting will last
Does
about
he think the
3
meeting will
hours.
last more than 4 hours?
Does he think the meeting will last more than 4 hours?
No, he doesn't think the meeting will last more than 4 hours.
No, he doesn't think the meeting will
How
last more
long
than
does he
4
think
hours.
the meeting will last?
How long does he think the meeting will last?
He thinks the meeting will last about 3 hours.
He thinks the meeting will last about 3 hours.
Does Scott have time for meetings this week?
Does Scott have time for meeting this week?
No, Scott doesn't have time for meetings this week. He's very busy.
No, Scott doesn't have time.
Is Scott a little busy or very busy this week?
Is Scott a little busy or very busy this week?
Scott is very busy this week.
Scott is very busy
Will
this
the
week.
meeting between Luke and Scott take place this week?
What's the meeting Luke and Scott take place this week?
No, the meeting between Luke and Scott will not take place this week.
No, the meeting.
When will the meetings take place?
When will the meeting take place?
The meeting will take place next week.
The meeting will.
Is it true that the meeting will take place next week instead of this week?
Is it true the meeting this week on instead of next week?
Yes, it's true. The meeting will take place next week instead of this week.
Yes, it's true. The meeting.
Why will the meeting take place next week instead of this week?
Why will the meeting next week instead of this week?
Well, the meeting will take place next week instead of this week because Scott is very busy this week.
Well, the meeting will.
Now, let's help Luke and Scott figure out the best day next week to set up their meeting. You're looking at the schedules for Luke and Scott's for next week. I'm going to ask questions based on their schedules. Will Luke be in the office on Monday?
Will Luke be in the office on Mondays? Yes. Luke,
Yes, he will. Luke
Yes,
will be
he
in the
will.
office on
Luke
Monday.
will be in the office on Mondays.
What about Scott? Will Scott be in the office on Monday?
What about Scott? Will Scott be in the office on Mondays? No,
No, he won't.
He won't.
Scott won't be in the office on Monday.
Scott won't be in the
Who
office
won't
on
be in
Mondays.
the office on Monday?
Who won't be in the office on Mondays? It's Scott. Scott won't be in the
It's
office
Scott.
on Mondays.
Scott will be in the office on Monday. Is it true that Scott will be absent for work on Monday?
Is it true? Scott will be absent from work on Monday.
Yes, that's true. Scott will be absent from work on Monday.
Yes, that's true. Scott won't be.
Can I set up the meeting on Monday?
Can they set up a meeting on Mondays?
No, they cannot set up the meeting on Monday.
No, they cannot set up their meeting on
Why
Mondays.
can't they set up the meeting on Monday?
Why can't they set up their meeting on Mondays? They can't set up their meeting on Mondays because
Well, they can't set up the meeting on Monday because Scott won't be in the office. He'll be on vacation.
He will be on vacation.
Will Luke be on vacation next week?
Will Luke be on vacation next week? No, Luke
No,
won't be on
Luke
vacation
won't
next
be
week.
on vacation next week. Who will be on vacation next week?
Who will be on vacation next week? It's Scott.
Scott will be on vacation next week. Will he be on vacation for 5 days?
Won't he be?
No, he won't be on vacation for 5 days. This is going to be a short vacation.
No, he won't be in vacation.
How many days will he be on vacation?
How many days will he be on vacation? He will be on vacation.
He'll be on vacation for 3 days.
3 days.
Will Scott be in the office on Monday?
Will Scott be in the office on Mondays? No, Scott won't be in the office on
Scott
Monday.
won't be in the office on Monday. Does that mean they can't set up the meeting on Monday?
Does that mean they can't set up their meeting on Mondays?
Yes, that's exactly right. That means they can't set up the meeting on Monday.
Yes, that's exactly right.
What about Tuesday? Can I set up the meeting on Tuesday?
What about Tuesday? Can they set up their meeting on Tuesday? No, they can't set
they
up
still
their
can't
meeting
set up the meeting on Tuesday.
on Tuesday.
Why can't they set up the meeting on Tuesday?
Why can't they set up their meeting on Tuesday? They can't set up their meeting on Tuesday because Scott won't be in the office.
They can't set up the meeting on Tuesday because Scott won't be in the office. Who will be absent from work on Tuesday?
Who will be absent from work on Tuesday? Scott.
It's Scott. Scott will be absent from work on Tuesday.
It's Scott. Scott will be
Will
absent
Scott
from
be
work
back
on
on
Tuesday.
Wednesday?
Will Scott be back on Wednesday?
No, he won't. Scott won't be back on Wednesday.
No, he won't.
When will Scott be back?
When will Scott be back?
Scott will be back on Thursday.
Scott will be back
Will
on
Scott
Thursday.
be absent from work on Thursday?
Will Scott be absent from work on Tuesday?
No,
Thursday?
Scott won't be absent from work on Thursday.
No,
He'll be
Scott
in the
won't be
office.
absent from work on Thursday. He will
All
be
right.
on
So
the office.
Scott will be back on Thursday. Does that mean they can set up their meeting on Thursday?
All right. Scott will be in the office on Thursday. That means
Unfortunately,
they can set up
no.
their meeting
They
on
still can
Thursday.
set up their meeting on Thursday. Why can't they set up their meeting on Thursday?
Why can't they set up their meeting on Thursday? They can't set up their meeting on Thursday because
they can't set up their meeting on
has
Thursday
doctor
because Luke won't
appointment.
be in the office. He has a doctor's appointment that day. Who has a doctor's appointment on Thursday? It's Luke. Luke has a doctor's appointment on Thursday. Does Scott have any doctor's appointment next week?
Does Scott?
No, Scott doesn't have any doctor's appointment next week. Tell me again. Why can't they set up their meeting on Thursday?
Tell me again. Why can't they set up their meeting on Thursday? They can't set up their meeting on Thursday because
They can't set up their
won't
meeting
be in
on
the
Thursday because Luke has a doctor's appointment that day, so he won't be in the office. Will Luke be in the office on Friday?
Will Luke be in the office on Fridays? Yes, Luke be in the office on
Yes, he
Fridays.
will. Luke will be in the office on Friday. What about Scott? Will Scott be in the office on Friday as well?
What about Scott? Will Scott be in the office on Friday as well? Yes.
Yes, Scott will be in the office on Friday as well. Can they set up their meeting on Friday?
Can they set up their meeting on Fridays? Yes, they can set up their
meeting that day. Will both Luke and Scott be in the office on Friday?
Will both Luke and Scott be in the office on Fridays?
Yes, they will. Both Luke and Scott will be in the office on Friday. Can I set up their meeting on Friday?
Can they set up their meeting on Fridays?
Yes, they can. Both Luke and Scott will be in the office on Friday, so they can set up their meeting that day.